Prabhu, can you chant the Mangalacharna prayers?
You're asking me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, or anyone.
Oh, okay, no problem. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnana-timilandasyam Gyananjana Shalakayam Chaksunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadam Tikam. Andeham Shri Guru Shriutam Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunantam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Lada Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Golangira Devrindavaneswari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Ali Priyam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Pachitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Canto Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.
Haribo. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Oh, then the one more thing. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृद्यन्तस्तो यभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतां नष्टाप्रायस्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Shravyasadev, the author. Sri Krishna, the person of Godhead, who is the Paramatma super soul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Okay, so we continue from Canto 1, Chapter 3, text number 10. Panchama Kapilo Nama Siddhesha Kalaviputam Provacha Suraye Sankyam Tattvagrama Vinirnayam. Panchamaha, the fifth one, Kapilaha, Kapila, Nama of the name. Siddheshaha, the foremost amongst the perfect. Kala, time. Viplutam, lost. Pravacha, said. Asuraye, unto the Brahmana named Asuri. Sankyam, metaphysics. Tattvagrama, the sum total of the creative elements. Vinirnayam, exposition. Translation. The fifth incarnation named Lord Kapila is foremost among perfected beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana, for in course of time this knowledge had been lost. The sum total of creative elements is 24 in all. Each and every one of them are explicitly explained in the system of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is generally called metaphysics by the European scholars. The etymological meaning of Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by analysis of the material elements. This was done for the first time by Lord Kapila, who is said herein to be the fifth in the line of incarnations. Shastam atrer apadyatvam vritah prapto nashuyaya anvikshikim alarkaya prahladadibhya uchivan. Sashtam, the sixth one, atre of Atri, apatyatvam, sonship, vritaha, being prayed for, praptaha, obtained, anashuyaya, by Anasuya, anvikshikim, on the subject of transcendence, alarkaya, unto alarka, prallada, adibhya, unto prallad, etc. Uchivan spoke. Translation. The sixth incarnation of the Purusha was the son of the sage Atri. He was born in the womb of Anasuya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Prahlad, and others, Yadu, Haihaya, etc. Purport. The Lord incarnated himself as Dattatreya, the son of Rishi Atri, and Anasuya. The history of the birth of Dattatreya as an incarnation of the Lord is mentioned in the Brahmananda Purana, in connection with the story of the devoted wife. It is said there that Anasuya, the wife of Rishi Atri, prayed before the Lords Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva as follows: My lords, if you are pleased with me and if you desire me to ask from you some sort of blessing, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords as Dattatreya, the Lord expounded the philosophy of the spirit soul and especially instructed Alarka, Prahlad, Yadu, Haihaya, etc. Tata saptam akut Akutyam rucheryagno vyayajata sayamadhyai sura ganair apatsvayam bhuvantaram. Tataha, after. Tat. Saptame, the seventh in the line, Akutyam, in the womb of Akuti. Ruchehe, by Prajapati Ruchi. Yagnaha, the Lord's incarnation, as Yagna. Abhyajayata, advented. Saha, he. Yama Adyai with Yama. Suraganai with demigods. Abad ruled. Svayambhuvantaram, the change of the period of Svayambhuva Manu. Translation. The seventh incarnation was Yagna, the son of Prajapati Ruchi, and his wife Akuti. He controlled the period during the change of the Svayambhuva Manu and was assisted by demigods such as his son Yama and others. Purport. The administrative posts occupied by the demigods for maintaining the regulations of the material world are offered to the highly elevated pious living beings. When there is a scarcity of such pious living beings, the Lord incarnates himself as Brahma, Prajapati, Indra, etc., and takes up the charge. During the period of Swayambhuva Manu, the present period is of Vaivashvata Manu, there was no suitable living being who could occupy the post of Indra, the king of the Indraloka heaven planet. The Lord himself at that time became Indra, assisted by his own sons like Yama and other demigods. Lord Yagna ruled the administration of the universal affairs. Ashtame Meru Ashtame Meru Devyam tu Naberjata Urukrama Darshayan Vartmadiranam Sarvashrama Namaskritam. Ashtame, the eighth of the incarnations, Meru Devyam 2, in the womb of Meru Devi, the wife of Nabe, the king Nabi. Jataha took birth, Urukrama, the all-powerful Lord, Darshayan, by showing, Vartma, the way, Tiranam, of the perfect beings, Sarva, all, Ashrama, orders of life, Namaskritam, honored by. Translation. The eighth incarnation was King Rishab, son of King Nabi, and his wife Meru Devi. In this incarnation of the Lord showed the path of perfection, which is followed by those who have fully controlled their senses and who are honored by all orders of life. Purport. The society of human beings is naturally divided into eight by orders and statuses of life. The four divisions of occupation and four divisions of cultural advancement. The intelligent class, the administrative class, the productive class, and the laborer class are the four divisions of occupation. And the student life, the householder life, retired life, and renounced life are the four stages of cultural advancement toward the path of spiritual realization. Out of these, the renounced order of life, or the order of sannyas, is considered the highest of all. And a sannyasi is constitutionally the spiritual master of all the others and all the orders and divisions. In the sannyas order also, there are four stages of upliftment toward perfection. Such stages are called Kutichaka, Bahudaka, Parivrajaka, and the Paramahamsa. The Paramahamsa stage of life is the highest stage of perfection. This order of life is respected by all others. Maharaj Rishab, the son of King Nabi, and Meru Devi was incarnation of the Lord, and he instructed the sons to follow the path of perfection by tapasya, which sanctifies one's existence and enables one to attain the stage of spiritual happiness, which is eternal and ever increasing. Every living being is searching after happiness, but no one knows where eternal and unlimited happiness is obtainable. Foolish men seek after material sense pleasure as a substitute for real happiness, but such foolish men forget that temporary so-called happiness derived from sense pleasure is also enjoyed by the dogs and hogs. No animal, bird, or beast is bereft of this sense pleasure. In every species of life, including the human form of life, such happiness is immensely obtainable. The human form of life is, however, not meant for such cheap happiness. The human life is meant for attaining eternal, unlimited happiness by spiritual realization. This spiritual realization is obtained by tapasya, undergoing voluntarily the path of penance and abstinence from material pleasures. Those who have been trained by abstinence in material pleasures are called dhira, or men undisturbed by the senses. These dhiras can accept the orders of sannyas and they can gradually rise up the status of Paramahamsa, which is adored by all members of society. King Rishabh propagated this mission and at the last stage he became completely aloof from the material bodily needs, which is a rare stage not to be imitated by foolish men, but to be worshipped by all. Haribol. Okay, one street, the next one.
Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Oh, perhaps Pranjal Prabhu wants to read first. You can, Prabhu. But your voice is breaking a little. I don't know, the sound is not very clear. Okay, I will read first until you clear your sound. Rishibe yachito beje navamam partivam vapum dugdemam oshadil vipras tenayam sa ushatamam Rishibi by the sages Yachitaha being prayed for beje as accepted Navamam the ninth one Parthivam, the ruler of the earth, Vapu body, Dugda, milking, Imam, all this, Usadhi, product of the earth, Vipraha, O Brahmana, Tena, by, I am this Saha, I, Ushatamaha, beautiful, beautifully attractive. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, His Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
O Brahmana, the ninth incarnation of the Lord, prayed for by sages, was King Prithu, who cultivated the land to yield various produces, and for that reason the earth was beautiful and attractive. Purport. Before the advent of King Prithu, there was great havoc of maladministration due to the vicious life of previous king, the father of Maharaj Prithu. The intelligent class of men, namely the sages and the brahmanas, not only prayed for the Lord to calm down, but they also dethroned the previous king. It is the duty of a king to be pious and thus look after the all-around welfare of the citizen. Wherever there is some negligence on the part of the king in discharging his duty, the intelligent class of men must dethrone him. The intelligent class of men, however, do not occupy the royal throne because they have much more important duties for the welfare of the public. Instead of occupying the royal throne, they prayed for the incarnation of the Lord, and the Lord came as Maharaj Prithu. Real intelligent men or qualified Brahmana never aspire for political post. Maharaj Prithu excavated many produces from the earth, and thus not only the citizens became happy to have such a good king, but the complete side of the earth also became beautiful and attractive. Text 15. Rupa jagrihe matsyam chaksu sudati samplave navi halupya mahimayam apad vaivashvatam manum Rupam form Saha I Jagrihe accepted Matsyam of fish Chakshusha Udati what Chakshusha Udadi water Samplav inundation Navi on the boat Alopia keeping on Mahi the earth Mayam drawn in Apat protected Vaivashvatam Vavashvata Manu, the father of man. Translation: when there was a complete inundation after the period of Chakshusha Manu, and the whole world was deep within water, the Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vevashvata Manu, keeping him up on the boat. Purport. According to Sripada Sridhara Swami, the original commentator on the Bhagavatam. There is not always a devastation after the change of every Manu. And yet this inundation after the period of Chakshusha Manu took place in order to show some wonders to Satyavrata. But Sri Jiva Goswami has given definite proof from authoritative scriptures like Vishnu Dharmatara, Markandeya Purana, Harivamsa, etc., that there is always a devastation after the end of each and every Manu. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti also has also supported Srila Jiva Goswami, and Sri Chakravarti has also quoted from Bhagavatamritam about this inundation after each Manu. Apart from this, the Lord, in order to show special favor to Satyavrata, a devotee of the Lord in this particular period, incarnated himself. Text 16. Shula Shulanam Udadim Matnatam Mandalachalam Tatre Kamatharupena Prishtai Kadashivibhuhum. Shula, the taste, Ashulanam of the atheist, Udadim in the ocean, Matnatam churning, Mandalachalam, the Mandalachalam hill, Dadre sustain, Kamata turtles, Rupena in the form of Prishte shell, Kadashi 11 in the line, Vibhu the great. Translation: the 11th incarnation of the Lord was in the form of a tortoise, whose shell served as a pivot for the Mandalachalan hill, which was being used as a churning road by the theists and atheists of the universe. Purport: Once both the atheist and the theist was engaged in producing nectar from the sea, so that all of them could become tasteless by drinking it. At that time, the Mandalachala hill was used as the churning road, and the shell of Lord Tortoise, the incarnation of Godhead, became the resting place, pivot of the hill in the sea water. Okay, I
Yes,
read
Prabhu.
one more. Text 17.
One question.
Tanvantalam. Oh, you can. Please go on if you want. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Vancha kalpatarubacha kripasinubhai vacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.
Oh, I was asking that what do you mean by Chakshusa Mani?
You talk about the 16, verse 16, right? Or Chakshusha was on the,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, just 16, 15. Yeah. Chakshusha is not related to the vision, you can see through, because sometimes we say also Shastra Chakshusha.
Oh, that's a word.
We must see through the vision of Shastra. So I think it is really it's related to that words, Chakshusha, the
Mm,
vision.
yeah, like vision.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Are we in 16? Yeah.
Yeah, we were at 17 actually.
Yes, problem.
Yeah. So I will read this one because I was start, and then someone else can read, no problem.
yes. Oh,
Danvantalam dvadasranam Talayo darshanam evacham apayayat shulan anyan mohi ya mohayan shriyam Danvantalam, the incarnation of Godhead, name Danvantali. Dvadarshanam, the 12 in line. Trayo darshanam, the 13 in the line. Eva, certainly, Cha, and Apayayat gave to drink. Shulan, the demigod. Anyan, others. Mohiya, by charming beauty. Mohayan, alluring. Striya, in the form of a woman. Translation: In the 12th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Dhanvantari, and in the 13th he allured the atheists by the charming beauty of a woman, and gave nectar to the demigod to drink. So, if anyone else wants to read, thank you very much for the opportunity to
Yes,
read
Master.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Much, Prabhu.
Jai Shri
Uh, चतुर्दासं नरसिंहं बिभ्रदैत्येन्द्रम् ऊर्जितं दादरकराज्यरु एराकं कटकृत्यता Chaturdasam, the 14th in the line. Nrsimham, the incarnation of the Lord as half man and half lion. Bibrat, advented. That Datyendram, the king of the atheist. Urjitam, strongly built. Dadra, bifurcated. Karajay, by the nails. Uru, on the lap. Herakam, gains. Katakrit, carpenter. Jatha, just like. In the 14th incarnation of the Lord appeared as Nrsimha and bifurcated the strong body of the atheist Hiranyakashipu with his nails, just as a carpenter pierces cane. Yes, true. Panchadasam Vamanakam Kritva Advaram Bale Padatrayam Yachamana Prata Yadistus Tri Pistapam Panchadasam, the 15th in the line. Vamanakam, the dwarf Brahmana. Kritva, by assumption of. Bhagat, went. Ad, ad, Adha, Advaram, arena of sacrifice. Bale, the king of King Bali. Padatrayam, 3 steps only. Yachmana, begging. Prate Yadis Yadistu, willing at heart to return. 3 Pistapam, the kingdom of the 3 planetary system. Translation: In the 15th incarnation, Lord assumed the form of a dove, Vamana, and visited the arena of the sacrifice arranged by Maharaj Bali. Although at the heart he was willing to regain the kingdom of the 3 planetary system, he simply asked for donation of 3 steps of land. Purport: The Almighty God can bestow upon anyone the kingdom of the universe from a very small beginning, and similarly, He can take away the kingdom of universe on the plea of begging a small piece of land. अवतरेषु दस्मे पश्यन् ब्रह्म ध्रुवो नृपन् त्रिसप्त कृत्वा कुपितो निकस्त्रम् अकरोन्महिम्. Avatari, then in the incarnation of Lord, so they say the 16th, Pasyan, seeing, Brahmadura, disobedient to the orders of Brahmana, Nirpan of the kingly order, 3 sapta, thrice 7 times. Kritva had done, Kupita, being engaged, Ni, negation, Shatra, Shatram, the administrative class, Akarot did perform Mahim, the earth. 16th incarnation. Translation. The as Pragupati, the 16th incarnation of the Godhead, the Lord annihilated the administrative class, the Kshatriyas 21 times, being angry with them because of their rebellion against the Brahmanas, the intelligent class. Purport. The Kshatriyas, or the administrative class of men, are expected to rule by the direction of the intelligent class of men who give them direction by the rules in terms of the standard shastras or the books of the revealed scriptures. Revealed knowledge. The rules carry on the administration according to that direction. Whenever there is disobedience on the part of Kshatriyas or the administrative class against the orders of the learned and intelligent Brahmanas, the administrators are removed by force from the post, and the arrangement is made for better administration. Tabu.
Haribol, who
Yes,
wants to?
Prabhu.
Maybe Sora Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, I can.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Tato saptadose jataha satyavatyam parasarat chakre veda taraho sabha drishti va pumso nipamidha saha tataha thereafter saptadase in the 17th incarnation jataha advented satyavatyam in the womb of Satyavati. Parasarat by Parasara Muni, Chakra prepared Veda Taraho of the desired tree of the Vedas, Sakaha branches, Drishta by seeing, be seeing, Pumsa, the people in general, Alpo Medha Saha, less intelligent. Translation. Thereafter, in the 17th incarnation of Godhead, Sri Vyasdev appeared in the womb of Satyavati, wife of Parasar Muni, and he divided the one Veda into several branches and sub-branches, seeing that the people in general were less intelligent. Yes, Lord. Purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Originally, the Veda is one, but Srila Vyasdev divided the original Veda into four, namely Sam, Jojus, Rig, Atharva, and then again they were explained in different branches like the Puranas and the Mahabharata. Vedic language and the subject matter are very difficult for ordinary men. They are understood by the highly intelligent and self-realized Brahmanas. But the present age of Kali is full of ignorant men. Even those who are born by a Brahmana father are in the present age no better than the Sudras or the women. The twice born men, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, are expected to undergo a cultural purificatory process known as samskaras. But because of the bad influence of the present age, the so-called members of the Brahmana and other high order families are no longer highly cultured. They are called the Dijabandhu or the friends and family members of the twice born. But these Dijabandhus are classified amongst the Sudras and the women. Srila Vyasadeva divided the Vedas in various branches and sub-branches for the sake of the less intelligent classes like the Dijabandhus, Sudras, and the women. Yes, no. Nara Devatam Apanaha Sura Karya Chikirsaya Samudra Nigraha Bini Chakre Biryan Biryani Ataha Param Nara human being Devatam divinity Apanaha having assumed the form of Sura the demigods Karya the activities Chikirsaya for the purpose of performing Samudra the Indian Ocean Nigraha Dini controlling etc. Chakre did perform Bir Yani superhuman prowess Adaha Param thereafter. Translation. In the 18th incarnation, the Lord appeared as King Rama in order to perform some pleasing work for the demigods. He exhibited superhuman powers by controlling the Indian Ocean and then killing the atheist king Ravana, who was on the other side of the sea. Purport. The personality of Godhead Sri Rama assumed the form of a human being and appeared on the earth for the purpose of doing some pleasing work for the demigods or the administrative personalities to maintain the order of the universe. Sometimes great demons and atheists like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu and many others become very famous due to advancing material civilization by the help of material science and other activities with a spirit of challenging the established order of the Lord. For example, the attempt to fly to other planets by material means is a challenge to the established order. The conditions of each and every planet are different, and different classes of human beings are accommodated there, uh, there for particular purposes mentioned in the codes of the Lord. But puffed up by tiny success in material advancement, sometimes the godless materialist challenges the existence of God. Ravana was one of them, and he wanted to deport ordinary men to the planets of Indra, given by material means, without considering of the necessary qualification. He wanted a staircase to be built up directly reaching the heavenly planet, so that people might not be required to undergo the routine of pious work necessary to enter that planet. Thus, he also wanted to perform other acts against the established rule of the Lord. He even challenged the authority of Sri Rama, the personality of Godhead, and kidnapped his wife Sita. Of course, Lord Rama came to chastise these atheists, answering the prayer and desire of the demigods. He therefore took up the challenge of Ravana, and the complete activity is the subject matter of the Ramayana. Because Lord Ramchandra was the personality of Godhead, he exhibited superhuman activities which no human being, including the materially advanced Ravana, could perform. Lord Ramchandra prepared a royal road on the Indian Ocean with stone that floated on the water. The modern scientists have done research in the area of weightlessness, but it is not possible to bring in weightlessness anywhere and everywhere. But because weightlessness is the creation of the Lord by which we can make the gigantic planets fly and float in the air, he made the stones even within this earth to be weightless and prepared a stone bridge on the sea without any supporting pillar. That is the display of the power of God. Can I continue one more or two?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, bro. एकोनविंशे विंशति में Brisnisu Prapya Janmani Rama Krishna Iti Bhuvo Bhagavan Aharad Haram Ekona Vimse in the 19th Vimsa Time in the 20th also. Brisnisu in the Brisni dynasty. Prapya having obtained Janmani births Rama Balarama Krishna Sri Krishna iti das Bhuvaha of the world Bhagavan the positive Godhead Aharat remove Haram pardon. Translation. In the 19th and 20th incarnations, the Lord advent himself as Lord Balarama and Lord Krishna in the family of Bhisni, the Yadu dynasty. And by so doing, he removed the burden of the world. Purport. The specific mention of the word Bhagavan in this text indicates that Balarama and Krishna are the original forms of the Lord. This will be further explained later. Lord Krishna is not an incarnation of the Purusha as we learned from the beginning of this chapter. He is directly the original personality of Godhead, and Balarama is the first plenary manifestation of the Lord. From Baladev, the first phalanx of plenary expansions. Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna expands. Lord Sri Krishna is Vasudeva, and Baladeva is Sankarsana. Yes, Lord. Text 24. ततः कालौ समर्पितवृत्ते सम्मोह्य सुरद्विषं बुद्धो नाम्ना जनश्रुतो दातेषु भविष्यति. Tata, thereafter, Kalu, the age of Kali, Samapritte, having ensued, Sammoha, for the purpose of deluding, Sura, the theist, Divisam, those who are envious, uh, Buddha, Lord Buddha, Namna of the name, Agne Sutaha, the son of Agna, Lord Buddha, Kikatesu in the province of Gaya, Bihar, Bhavisati will take place. So, Prabhu, this means that the Buddha they are talking about, that is not the right Buddha, right? That is not the incarnation Buddha, right? Currently, in modern day, we know now there is a Buddha.
Hmm. Yes,
You know,
Prabhu,
Prabhu, there is a some
the real Buddha
yeah,
was appeared in Gaya.
yeah, there is some Buddha in, you know, there in some Nepal or something like that.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, they got everything like that. But this is different. This is the incarnation.
Yeah. So everything we know it's false, bro.
Yes, Prabhu.
Translation. Then in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha, the son of Ajnana, in the province of Gaya, just for the purpose of deluding those who are envious of the faithful theist. Forward. Lord Buddha, a powerful incarnation of the Vasudeva Godhead, appeared in the province of Gaya, Bihar, as the son of Ajnana, and he preached his own conception uh, of non-violence and deprecated even the animal sacrifice sanctioned in the Vedas. At the time when Lord Buddha appeared, the people in general were atheistic and preferred animal flesh to anything else. On the plea of Vedic sacrifice, every place was practically turned into a slaughterhouse, and animal killing was indulged in unrestrictedly. Lord Buddha preached non-violence, taking pity on the poor animals. He preached that he did not believe in the tenets of the Vedas and states the adverse psychological effects incurred by animal killing. Less intelligent men of the age of Kali, who had no faith in God, followed his principle, and for the time being, they were trained in moral discipline and non-violence. The preliminary steps for proceeding further on the path of God realized. He deluded the atheists because such atheists who followed his principle did not believe in God, but they kept their absolute faith in Lord Buddha, who himself was the incarnation of God. that the faithless people are made to believe in God in the form of Lord Buddha. That was the mercy of Lord Buddha. He made the faithless faithful to him. Killing of animal before the advent of Lord Buddha was the most prominent feature of the society. They claimed that these were Vedic sacrifices. When the Vedas are not accepted through the authoritative discipline successor, the casual readers of the Vedas are misled by the flowery languages of that system of knowledge. In the Bhagavad Gita, a comment has been made on such foolish scholars. The foolish scholar of Vedic literature who do not care to receive the transcendental message to the transcendental realized sources of divine success are sure to be bewildered. To them, the ritualistic ceremonies are considered to be all in all. They have no depth of knowledge. According to the Bhagavad Gita, the whole system of the Vedas is lead to one gradually to the path of uh, it was called Supreme Lord. The whole theme of Vedic literature is to know the Supreme Lord, the individual soul, the cosmic situation, and the relation between all these items. When the relation is known, the relative function begins, and as a result of such a function, the ultimate goal of life is or going back to Godhead takes place in the easiest manner. Unfortunately, unauthorized scholars of the Vedas become captivated by the purificatory ceremonies only, and natural progress is checked thereby. To such bewildered persons of atheistic propensity, Lord Buddha is the emblem of theism. He therefore first of all wanted to check the habit of animal killing. The animal killers are dangerous elements on the path of going back to Godhead. There are two types of animal killers. The soul is also sometimes called the animal or the living being. Therefore, both the slaughterer of animals as well as those who have lost their identity of soul are animal killers. Maharaj Pariksit said that only the animal killer cannot release the transcendental message of the Supreme Lord. Hmm. Therefore, if people are to be educated to the path of Godhead, they must be taught first and foremost to stop the process of animal killing as the above mentioned. It is a nonsensical to say. It is nonsensical to say that animal killing has nothing to do with spiritual realization. By this dangerous theory, many so-called sannyasis, having sprung up by the grace of Kali Yuga, who preach animal killing under the garb of the Vedas. The subject matter has already been discussed in the conversation between Lord Chaitanya and Maulana Chand Kaji Sahib. The animal sacrifice, as stated in the Vedas, is different from the unrestricted animal killing in the slaughterhouse. Because the Asuras or the so-called scholars of Vedic literatures put forward the evidence of animal killing in the Vedas, Lord Buddha superficially denied the authority of the Vedas. This rejection of the Vedas by Lord Buddha was adopted in order to save people from the vice of animal killing, as well as to save the poor animals from the slaughtering process of their big brothers who clamor for universal brotherhood, peace, justice, and equity. There is no justice when there is animal killing. Lord Buddha wanted to stop it completely, and therefore his cult of ahimsa was propagated not only in India but also outside the country. Technically, Lord Buddha's philosophy is called atheistic because there is no there is no acceptance of the supreme Lord, and because that system of philosophy denied the authority of the Vedas, but that is an act of camouflage by the Lord. Lord Buddha is the incarnation of Godhead. As such, he is the original profounder of Vedic knowledge. He therefore cannot reject Vedic philosophy, but he rejected it outwardly because the Surat Visa, or the demons who are always envious of the devotees of the Godhead, try to support cow killing or animal killing from the pages of the Vedas, and this is now being done by the modernized uh, sannyasis. Lord Buddha had to reject the authority of the Vedas altogether. This is simply technical, and had it not been so he would not have been so accepted as the incarnation of Godhead. Neither would he have been worshipped in the transcendental songs of the poet Jayadeva, who is a Vaishnava Acharya. He preached the preliminary principle of the Vedas in a manner suitable for the time being, and also did Acharya Shankaracharya to establish the authority of the Vedas. Therefore, both Lord Buddha and Acharya Shankara paved the path of theism, and Vaishnava Acharya, specifically Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, led the people on the path towards the realization of going back to Godhead. We are glad that people are taking interest in the non-violent movement of Lord Buddha, but will they take the matter very seriously and close the animal slaughterhouses altogether? If not, there is no meaning to the Ahimsa Karma. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam was composed just prior to the beginning of the age of Kali, about 5,000 years ago. And Lord Buddha appeared about 2,600 years ago. Therefore, in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Lord Buddha is foretold. Such is the authority of this clear scripture. There are many such prophecies, and they are being fulfilled one after another. They will indicate the positive standing of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is without trace of mistake, illusion, cheating, and imperfection, which are the four cause of all conditioned souls. The liberated souls are above these thoughts. Therefore, they can see and foretell things which are to take place on distant future dates. Thank you, Sai Prabhu. A very long Prabhu.
Haribol, thank you
And
so much.
very informative Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, Rahul Prabhu, do you want to read one verse or two? I think we have some 5 minutes left.
So we have time on Prabhu, so we can read one more.
Yes, Prabhu, you can read also.
Okay, Prabhu. Is it bigger, Prabhu? Can you
No,
show
Prabhu,
the
this is small
purpose?
one. This is small
Okay,
verse
okay.
and purport.
Okay, yeah, it's more. अथासु जुगा संध्याभ्याम दासु प्रायेषु राजसु जनिते जनिता विष्णु यासासो नामना कल्कि जगत्पतिः. अतः thereafter also the same Lord Juga Sandhyam at the conjunction of the Jugas, Dasu plunderers, Prayesu almost all, Rajasu the governing personality. Janite will take his birth. Vishnu, named Vishnu. Jasasa, surname Jasa. Namna, in the name of Kalki, the incarnation of the Lord. Jagat Patihi, the Lord of creation. Translation. Thereafter, at the conjunction of two Jugas, the Lord of the creation will take his birth as the Kalki incarnation and become the son of Vishnu Jasa. At this time, the rulers of the earth will have degenerated into plunderers. Purport. Herein another foretelling of the advent of Lord Kalki, the incarnation of Godhead. He is to appear at the conjunction of the two Yugas, namely at the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of Satya Yuga. The cycle of the four Yugas, namely Satya, Treta, Dapur, and Kali, rotates like the calendar months. The present Kali Yuga lasts 403, but this is 432,000 years, out of which we have passed only 5,000 years. After the battle of Kurukshetra and the end of the regime of King Parikshit, so there are 427,000 years balance yet to be finished. Therefore, at the end of this period, the incarnation of Kalki will take place as foretold in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. His father's name Vishnu Jasa, a learned Brahmana, and the village Sambal are also mentioned. As above mentioned, all these foretellings will prove to be factual in chronological order. That is the authority of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Thank you, Sai Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Saurabh Prabhu. Okay, now we
Thank you,
go
Prabhu.
to Sri Sixastakam prayers. चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्.
Nam nam akari bahuda nija salva shaktis tatrapitam niyamita smarane nakaraham tadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi tudaiva midarisham bhajanina nuragaham.
त्रिनादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि.
Danam
Rajanam.
najanam nasundalim kavitam vadagadishakamaye mama janmani janmanishvari bhavatad bhaktirai tuki tvai. Sorry, Prabhu.
Ainanda Tanuja Kitaram Patitamam Visame Bhavam Bodam Vipaya Tavo Padapankade Stita Tuli Sadisham Vichintaya. Nanam Galadasu Dharaya Badanam Gadgada Rupya Gira Loki Nisitam Bapu Pada Tavo Namo Grahane Bhavisati.
Yugaitam nimeshenam chakshusha pravishaitam shunyaitam jagat salvam govinda virahena. Ashlishava padalatam pinashtumam maldarshanan malmahtam khalutuvam yatha tatava vidatatulam pato matplana natastu saivana palaham.
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to the living being, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. These transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. They are not even hard and fast rule for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy name, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharajananda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet.
Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, praying constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes, like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so if he handles me roughly in his embrace or make me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything. For he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Sri Sixthastapam Vijay.
Jai. Bahū janma kare yadi shravana kirtan tabutana paya Krishna pade premadan. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many births, he will not get the love of God, and that is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The offenses against the holy name are as follows. First offense, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in purpose of the pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth offense, to give some interpretation of the holy name of the Lord. Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of holy name of the Lord. Eighth offense, to consider chanting of Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritualistic activity offered in the Vedas as putative activity, karma kanda.
To instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
Tenth offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment. Even after understanding so many instructions on this matter, it is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Hari Bol. Thank you, Sai Prabhu.
Let us offer our humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone just like these are trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vanchakalpataru
Mancha kalpatarvishya
Vasindu
kripa sindhubhyacha Pachitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
and the God of Vaishnava ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Prema. Hri Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your association.
Thank you,
Devotee.
Sai Prabhu, for your kind association.